welcome to Scorpion Force Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, John Lucas, alongside my co-host, Vanny Bernard.
Oh, yeah! And of course, the anomaly. And you guys will never forget that one. And you know, it's a good thing you don't forget it. Just don't forget it.
Here we go again.
Seriously, I'll never get used to this. Anyways, go for it.
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at SFW_podcast. Check us out on YouTube and iTunes at Scorpion Force Wrestling Podcast or SFW_podcast. We are the generation that grew up in the Attitude Era. This is our take on the business. Now, before we start, I do want to apologize to everybody about all the technical issues we had last time. We really did run through a few tests and...
I mean, give us a break. It's our first podcast, huh? Come on now. Everyone makes mistakes. We're sorry.
We did do our best, and we did think we had everything up to snuff, and the final product didn't show that. We do apologize. We do hope that this is a much better attempt, and, you know, forgive us. Enjoy.
There you go.
You guys, the Royal Rumble was this past weekend.
Yes, sir. And
it was a great Rumble. For anyone out there that thinks it wasn't a good Rumble, it was one of the best Rumbles in the last 5 years. It has to be.
There you go. For the last 5 years.
It definitely has to be one of the best Rumbles in the last 5 years. And before, like, just another thing that I noticed, and one of my favorite parts of the other Rumbles was the classic legend comes out and does their thing. You know, we know they're gonna hit it through their spots and everything.
Yeah.
No legends in this one. No surprise returns.
Nothing like that.
And it's funny because I like this in the sense that it put a lot more emphasis on the title. Because, let's say someone from the 80s, I don't hate him, Hacksaw Jim Duggan comes in. Hacksaw Jim Duggan isn't going to win the Royal Rumble in 2016.
No.
He won the very first Rumble, mad props, but he's not going to win it in 2016.
Yeah, it's not realistic.
So, I really did like it this year. But we did get two big surprises, and number one, AJ Styles.
Finally.
AJ Styles.
Early on the Rumble, AJ Styles.
Number three last year was Bubba Ray Dudley. Mm-hmm. This number 3 slot becomes a big who's gonna be, you know?
Yeah.
And he was there for a while.
Oh yeah, I think it was 28 minutes. Yeah. Great. In my opinion, great debut. If they had held it off till Raw the next night, I don't know if he would have gotten the same reaction. Whereas in the Royal Rumble, we're all anxious to see who comes out, especially with the first countdown of the clock. You know?
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
It was good.
And no. I was just saying that, like, yeah, it's great that he came out at the Royal Rumble. And on Raw, I assume it may not have a bigger pop.
It did. He had a nice debut match on Raw. We'll get to that.
Nice debut match.
We'll get to that later. But AJ Styles is here in WWE officially. The face of TNA is here in WWE.
It's okay, TNA. It's okay.
And then we got another big surprise in Sami Zayn. I didn't think he would show up in the Rumble this year. It was great. We talked about him maybe showing up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you think of Owens and Zayn going at it?
Zayn threw Kevin Owens out in the Rumble, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Possibly down the road. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at AJ Styles. What do you guys think of that entrance?
It's no pun intended. Phenomenal.
It was phenomenal. It was cool to see, like, and I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, but they got Roman Reigns' reaction who is this? And that was exactly my reaction. I had never heard AJ Styles music before. I had no idea who it was.
That's not even, he had a different theme song for TNA.
That's exactly why it is. And then like, have you seen the fan video of when he came out? It's someone in the crowd, and when, like, the music first starts, nobody knows who it is. And then on the thing it says phenomenal one, and then everybody pops. Right. It was just everyone knew who it was, and they came out.
I mean, his theme song's awesome, man.
It was a great pop. I did like it.
I'm gonna get that. I like that.
Yeah. There it goes. You're gonna download them in 2K. Those created cause right there. And I'm pretty sure there's already several AJ Styles.
I saw.
He plays video games.
That's probably the one.
The anomaly does play video games.
I don't know what you're playing in Fifth Dimension, so I was just asking what you guys do.
Fifth Dimension. That's officially where it's from now. Fifth Dimension.
Don't limit me in a Fifth Dimension.
I mean, you're from Stardust's place, right? Y'all cousins.
Did you hear Stardust might not be doing the Stardust thing?
That's a lie. You can't believe everything you hear, all right?
No, don't get mad.
He tweeted it.
Yeah, don't get mad.
Cody Rhodes tweeted Stardust is no more, something along those lines.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, honestly, I think it's
Stardust
ran its course. I thought they were going to do more with it. Believe they could have done more with it, but with all the injuries now, Cody Rhodes is too talented just to be wasted away. So why not?
To his credit, though, he does come up with a new moveset for Stardust.
Oh no, he did. He played the character. He used to do well. He took it and ran with it. He did a lot with it with what he was given.
I remember when we went to Raw. The last time we went, and I think that was when Stardust was new. Like, it was like a week or two old, and I was like, I want to see Stardust come out. I want to hear that cool music. I love that music.
But they only had a backstage promo. We were disappointed because we wanted to see
Wyatt had a backstage promo. I was like, please, Bray Wyatt, come out.
I was looking forward to him coming out. Yeah, I remember
we were talking about that.
I'm like, Stardust, is he coming out after this promo? And I'm just like, disappointing. I wanted to see him. Oh, man. Oh, Cody Rhodes. Definitely very
I do like Cody Rhodes.
I do. I like him.
He did a good job.
Dashing Cody Rhodes.
And his springboard, what was it? Not the
beautiful
disaster kick.
Yeah. Oh, man. It looks like we're going to bring that back if Cody comes back.
Did he do that? I think he did that at Stardust.
Yeah, he did that at Stardust,
I get that guy.
They gave it to another name. I don't know if, I think they still call it disaster kick, but yeah.
That's one of my creative guys' moves. It was a disaster kick. No,
disaster
I like
kick, and then hit that crossroads. I love that finisher. Awesome.
What was I gonna say? Other big news this week: Nakamura debut match announced for NXT TakeOver Dallas.
Yes, sir.
Do you know who you think he's gonna face?
I think it looks like it's Sami Zayn.
It was announced Sami Zayn. It was.
So I can't wait for that match.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be spectacular.
It's something you don't want to miss. Even if you can't catch it on live when it happens, it's gonna be magical.
I always catch the takeovers live. Yeah. There's something about them. Is
the atmosphere behind it.
Oh yeah, no. Whenever WWE does put on a live show, a live pay-per-view, anything that I think it's a different feel to it. It's not like I know this was taped, and you kind of get that. I know, this already happened. It's a great feel when it's live. Like Raw, it has that cool feel. It's like anything can happen.
Go down.
Yeah, exactly. And then with the pay-per-views, that's what the best part about the pay-per-view was. It was live, and that's the only unfortunate thing about SmackDown is that it's still taped.
Yeah.
I would love if they went live on Thursdays. I think that would be great. It would give it a bigger feel to it. And now Marlon Rinaldo, who retweeted us earlier.
Thanks, sir. Doing great work on SmackDown, by the way.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Please keep it up. Hopefully he can bring the product. He instantly improves the product.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. And let's just hope that the ratings reflect that. Yeah. I hope SmackDown does become not a B show.
I want to focus on the storylines, just almost as Raw, continuing not just filler matches on SmackDown and these
not the Raw recap.
Exactly. It has to be its own feel. Kind of continue storylines from Raw, big storylines, big superstars on SmackDown. So it's just not just a B show. Oh, we just have this time slot on USA, and we're just gonna have.
It's almost like they treat it as an unfortunate time slot. Like we have to do SmackDown because it's SmackDown, and
exactly.
So I don't want it to.
Gotta create something for it.
I don't want it to have that feel. And I used to love SmackDown. When SmackDown was on UPN 20, that was one of the best that WWE has ever done because it was so accessible to so many people. Like I didn't have cable back then.
Insane.
That was a lot of people's stories. We didn't have cable. Yeah. SmackDown was on Channel 20, UPN 20. We could all watch it. And that was, oh my gosh.
Yes,
good times.
Awesome.
Good times.
Good times, good matches. And heck, a couple days ago, I just watched the old SmackDown match with, I think it was one of the 2003 ones. I mean, Hogan was in it and got bear hugged by Lesnar.
When Hogan was bleeding from the mouth?
Yeah, Hogan was bleeding from the mouth. And
Paul Heyman days.
Paul Heyman days.
Suplex City.
Yes, sir.
Right? And then, Eddie, oh man, I mean, seeing Eddie Guerrero in a lot of these. And, with the Beautiful People, not the Beautiful People intro on it, was the one after that.
What came after the Beautiful People?
Was the one that was in Here Comes the Pain?
I think it's
the
one.
The rapping one? I'm not going to do it out here. Yeah, because I don't remember all of it.
Yeah, that's the one. That one. And then, Rikishi was his solo bad man character still at the time, I think.
I hated Rikishi, as I feel. When he was with Too Cool, I liked it, but not...
I did it for the Rock. Speaking of that, next New Day reference, do that in, but we'll get that later on.
Yeah, the Raw recap.
Yes, sir.
Other news, though, AJ Styles, we see that he signed a multi-year deal with WWE.
He's going
to be around for a little while.
And the way he's already started, it seems WWE has big plans for him. Because, usually when outside guys, if they're not WWE made, when they come into the biz, when they come into WWE, they're kind of treated lower rung and not really pushing on. Exactly. You kind of have to work your way up. the way they're booking AJ Styles, I mean, the first couple nights from Royal Rumble and Raw, it seems that they're really beating Jericho. And again, we'll get more into that in the recap, but it seems that they have big plans for him, and they know, okay, we have a big player, we need him, and we're going to use all his
He's instant star power.
Exactly.
He's instantly made.
Exactly.
His debut in the Rumble lasted 28 minutes, which is longer than I thought he was going to be in. And then he had a pretty good match with Jericho. It wasn't this amazing match that a lot of people seem to think it is.
No.
Like, I get a lot of mark out. You know, everyone's happy to finally see AJ Styles in a WWE ring, his first match on Raw. But I thought it was a little slower paced for his and Jericho styles. But that's good. It's not a bad thing because you don't want to give it all away. There's pay-per-view, and then there is Mania coming up.
I'm pretty sure they're holding it down. You know, like they want to give it all they got in the ring, and I'm pretty sure they're trying to take it down.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna lock up again real soon.
I absolutely believe it, and I think
possible feud.
Maybe. I mean,
we could get into that. But they will definitely have another match down the road, and that will be the full speed match, especially if it is at WrestleMania.
And I also heard how, like, when he came out of Royal Rumble, minutes later, WWE decided to point out how the AJ Styles shirts just went sold out.
So they sold out.
Is
anyone really surprised? Yeah, he's finally here, and they're happy about it.
I mean, you think about his following from people from Japan, TNA days, Indie days, Bullet Club.
Then Balor better stop teasing about the Bullet Club. I mean,
I hear WWE has the Balor Club name. So do you think they'll use that, or do you think they'll come up with their own name?
Maybe they'll go with the Balor Club.
I could see that. Probably.
I think they registered a trademark for it, so maybe go ahead and use that. Can't wait for that.
Oh yeah.
Why
not? They want to start selling those shirts as often as they can if they haven't already been sold.
Right.
I mean, TNA had their own NWO. I can't remember the name it was because I didn't watch too much TNA when the whole NWO clan was there. They had their own name, but they couldn't use the NWO.
It happens.
But you recognize it, and you're like,
slew of different reasons.
Right.
True. But it's okay. Sometimes new isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
Even when Road Warriors came to WWE, they were called the Legion of Doom. It's not a bad name. It's an awesome name.
Yeah.
Especially
LOD!
Especially back then when you could use kind of names like that. You could get away with a little more kind of things like, different time, different era.
Exactly.
You can't come out with a crazy deep voice nowadays. You can't do that
like
anymore.
the Ascension tried to do.
Yeah.
So apparently they haven't translated to the main roster, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's another topic for another day.
I did like the Ascension in NXT.
I like them too. I'm surprised they haven't really... their booking has been awful too, but they haven't translated on the main roster.
I thought they did want to give them a bit of spotlight, and they even had enhancement matches. And I remember when I saw... And at first impression, who are these bums? Yeah. Because you don't know they didn't get an entrance or anything like that. I'm like, oh, it's an enhancement match. Good props. Even I don't hate enhancement matches.
No, sometimes they're necessary.
Remember on the Ryback Rise, he had a few enhancement matches, just doing double shell shocks to people.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with enhancement matches, and once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes they're needed. There's a right place for it. Right place for it.
That's exactly the right word to use. Yep, and definitely you got to use the right kind of bookings, right kind of place to make an event. And again, speaking of Ryback, there was at one point where I liked Ryback.
I did too. When he was on that meteoric face rise.
Before they turned him heel initially,
Go ahead.
I think it was they turned him heel after Mania. It was 29. I think it was. Yeah. Mania 29, and they turned him heel. And that was just when his decline started, because that's when he was red hot. That's when he was red hot at that time, and
we went to the live show at George Mason, and he was face then, and he got a huge pop. He got a bigger pop than Sheamus, who was still face at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the match? Sheamus, Ryback, and Cena versus. I want to say it was like Wade Barrett.
I think so. Yeah, Barrett was it.
I forget the other two dudes. Maybe Mark Henry. Faces versus heels.
Yeah.
Do you remember that was the same night Cesaro was still heel using the old music and he threw the kids program?
Yes.
That was so beautiful.
Talk about heel
This is legit. This was at a live show in 2012.
2012, I think it was. Yeah.
2012, maybe 2013 even. And Cesaro goes up to the kid where would be behind the announcers tables. And he just snatches the program out of this kid's hands and then throws it like in the back. It was hilarious, and everyone was like, "Oh!" Because it's like, wow, he really did that to some little kid. And then Justin Roberts, the announcer at the time, went up and got it for him and brought it back. And I was like, I would get that signed because that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can buy another program. You won't get another moment when a wrestler throws your program.
Absolutely.
Put that in a plaque or something. Hanging in your room.
That's when Tensai was still wrestling with, what was his name? Funkasaurus.
Brodus Clay.
And I remember this guy. Tyrus. Yeah, I remember this guy who was next to us was like he was fighting. They were in a match against, was a 3-man band at the time. And he said he was in the match, and the guy next to him was yelling, "Beat him like a redhead stepchild!" And then he turned around, and was like, "Yep." That was hilarious. It was go to the live shows when they are no restrictions and they can really be themselves and do whatever they want.
Live shows are fun events.
They are great.
Fun events.
Yeah, definitely.
I have yet to see a live show, and I hear even from you.
Well, you can kind of count like Raw and SmackDown and pay-per-views as live shows. This is just the live event.
I mean, WWE Live.
WWE Live.
WWE Live. That's what I meant. And I'd like to go to WWE Live one of these days. And I think there's one coming in our area soon, isn't there?
Yeah, it's I want to say it was going to either GMU or somewhere.
I think it's at Verizon Center.
Verizon Center, yeah.
Coming to Verizon Center.
Oh, wow.
Sometime in late March.
Yep.
That last Sunday in March.
Yeah, we'll look into it. We'll see what's going on.
Check it out. I'll see us there.
Maybe we might have some live shootings, but we'll see.
Maybe we'll see Sign Guy there.
He's everywhere.
He is everywhere. I think it's Rich Archberger. I've been following him on Twitter for a little while.
Shout out to you, Sign Guy. We saw you when we were at.
That's true too. We saw Sign Guy when we went to Raw the night Vicky Guerrero's last night. We were sitting next to Sign Guy on the TV facing side, not the hard camera side.
They say your signs suck. You know the staff.
No, we were fifth row. Sign Guy was third row, I think.
Yeah,
he was like fourth row, third row. He wasn't too far away from us, and he's like sitting 2 or 3 seats over. And we don't know him at this time. We don't know he's famous. We had no idea who he was, and we just see this guy, red cap, maybe denim jacket, shirt, whatever,
like that.
And he has this canvas with him, a canvas full of posters, and we're like, is this guy really gonna hold up all these posters? Wow. And then security comes over and just stands like this behind him. And then he like turns around. He's like, oh, he's laughing because he knows the guy. He's been around for so long. Like I remember going back to like the 2004 Royal Rumble, and he's in like the front row by the stairs, and he has a sign going "Jobber exit this way."
Yeah,
it's hilarious. I used to make it a game. Like anytime I would just watch like an old pay-per-view or something like that, I'd take a picture of Sign Guy. I used to send it to you guys all the time. I was like, hey, look, I found Sign Guy again. You know, it's great though. I don't know if he gets paid by WWE or whatever he does, but that if we were saying, if we won the big lottery, that's all we would ever do is just go to every pay-per-view for the rest of our lives, go to every show we could, you know, just be a roadie for WWE. Why not? We can do it now.
WWE roadie. Hey, that's a dream.
When you have the money to throw away like that, then there's absolutely no problem with
it.
You know, and same with the other guy with the green shirt and the brown hat that Kevin pointed out that one time.
Right.
He's really always there, and it's.
Now, was he at the Royal Rumble? Did you guys spot him at the last Royal Rumble?
I wasn't paying attention to see if he was there. I'm sure he probably was. I haven't went back and watched Rumble a second time yet. I'm surprised I haven't, actually. I usually do.
Maybe we'll see. Hey, Royal Rumble conclusion.
No, going back to the Royal Rumble, though. Brock Lesnar eliminated.
Brock didn't stay too long in the Rumble at all.
Who saw that coming?
I sure didn't. Not as soon as he was.
He barely lasted that long. He came out 23, something 24. About 23.
It was a little earlier than I thought.
Yeah.
Definitely thought he would last till like the final 4. But
the Wyatt family has something to say about that.
Oh, yes, they did. Which now leads me to believe that the Bray Wyatt may face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, which I think will be a pretty good match. I think so.
So you got Bray and his instilled mental.
It's pretty much anytime anyone fights Bray Wyatt, it's pretty much Bray Wyatt or the Wyatt family versus
their
opponent. You know.
Yeah.
You think the Beast will overcome the Wyatt family?
I hope Bray Wyatt finally gets a win.
He needs a win.
He needs a.
Somebody joked online that Bray Wyatt's WrestleMania streak is the reverse Undertaker.
Oh no, that's not.
And I died laughing. He's 0-3 at Mania right now.
Yeah,
he's 0-3. 0-2. Yeah. So I mean, he can't afford to go.
Maybe third time's a charm.
He's gonna need to be.
If he's
gonna have that Big Show WrestleMania record, like 1-9 Big Shows or something like that.
That's not even funny. It's so sad. But now just going back to that though. Bray Wyatt's WrestleMania record, I don't necessarily think it's such a bad thing. First opponent was John Cena.
Yeah,
you know, the way I see it, is because it was an anniversary Royal Rumble. which is why John Cena won.
Yeah.
Like I was telling everybody, if that match happened at 31, then I would have wanted Bray Wyatt to win and really put Bray Wyatt on the map. And I liked Rusev too, but I didn't want Rusev to beat Cena. I wanted Cena to beat Rusev. Because, that undefeated thing, it has to stop. And
what better way to do that, Mania?
I actually thought Roman Reigns was going to beat it before they started the whole Roman Reigns Royal Rumble thing, the Royal Fumble. But going back to the Royal Rumble, Final Four was Sheamus, Ambrose, Reigns, and Triple H, who made his return since TLC after Roman Reigns beat Reigns. That was so great. That was like that was such a great markout moment. It's like finally Roman Reigns is doing exactly what we wanted him to do. Yeah. And just attacking everybody.
Exactly.
It's like
no words, no to speak.
There you go. Nothing needs to be said. Finally, just take your anger out on everyone who's been screwing you over for the past months. Yeah. And now when I go back to it, he's actually had like a little thing going on with Triple H. Like, remember when Evolution and the Shield fought those matches?
I go way back. Ooh.
Is it the first match where they're holding Roman Reigns down on the stairs and they're going with the kendo sticks on him? I'm you can't shield those hits.
No, there's no way.
And he got it bad during the screw over with Seth Rollins. He got hit by that chair. Was it Randy Orton that hit him with that chair? So chair freaking pretty much leaves a mark on his back. Goodness gracious.
He's definitely had his share of screw jobs or
already
or unfortunate events.
Yeah,
however you want to call it.
I'm excited to see how WWE will be very creative and evolving. I think they should really touch on that. Maybe, I don't know, create a script for Roman Reigns to enhance his. We all know his character build-up needs a little bit more work. So we'll see what they'll do.
Part of that is it's almost essentially letting him cut a promo that
don't give him a script.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I understand if nowadays you got to get your bullet points in.
Yeah, of course.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, of course. But don't give him word for word verbatim.
Oh, definitely not. Just an idea out there.
Exactly.
Throw it out there and let him work with it. Let it marinate in his brain.
I've heard
my favorite word.
I've heard from other outlets and some other people. He has a swagger about him that isn't seen on camera. That they say he should just be like himself.
That's probably
which is what a lot of wrestlers should do. Yeah. It's like, you have to be the prim and proper, dirty fingernails, babyface, like a Rock or a Cena.
Yeah.
Old school Rock or Cena. Like there's nothing wrong with him. White meat babyface.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work for him. I think he would be fantastic as a heel, and I mean like fantastic because he doesn't have to say. He really doesn't have to say anything.
Just come out, beat people up.
He has legit heel heat. Yes, it's funny. It just works.
Just turn it into a heel.
Imagine if, like the rest. We'll get into it later. I'll say that one for later. Actually.
But in general, the Rumble.
Going back to the Rumble, Triple H wins the Rumble. I don't think a lot of people hate this as much as I thought they would.
No, I think it's use an authority term. It's best for business right now.
It is best for business.
And the Reigns Triple H eventual match again. We'll get into that later on. But
go ahead.
And even then, I think it's about the only thing that could possibly really be happen. You could have probably gone a couple other directions for it, but best option. This might have been the best
option at this moment. Was probably Triple H winning it because at least. It's legitimate.
Yeah.
Everyone's not going to boo him out of the building.
No.
Unless he wants to, because it's okay for him to get heat.
Exactly.
He's in the authority still.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty good. I don't think it was the wrong decision.
No.
I don't think it was the absolute right decision. But it was nice to see the pop when Roman Reigns got eliminated. Yeah. And it was like, guaranteed new champion. Yeah. And then him and Ambrose had
Ambrose, and the crowd's going wild for Ambrose.
Wild.
I think you probably at that point knew that Triple H was going to win, but then there's that glimmer of hope.
Maybe
Ambrose might go into WrestleMania as champion. Maybe are they going to hit us with the complete swerve? So I think that is what helped build it too, and added to the excitement of Rumble. And I think, even Ambrose didn't win it. Even though he didn't win it, it still gave him a great rub. I think it shows you that
he's a main event player.
He's a main event player. Definitely. They got big things and big plans for Ambrose in the months to come.
I was thinking about that as it was happening, and remember when Triple H eliminated Roman, he started doing like the suck in and everything, and that got a huge pop. That was so nice. It was like like fuck you. I'm finally done with your little bitch ass. And then there's just like Ambrose is in the ring with Triple H, crazy eyes and everything, and I'm like, is Ambrose really gonna win this right now?
He pull it off? Yeah,
I was thinking, and I was like, he's still the Intercontinental Champion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'll give him both belts.
Yeah.
And that was my exact. I was like, Triple H is definitely gonna win this because they're not gonna do what they did with Seth Rollins and give him both titles, which would have been cool.
It would have been
like a nice little reverse story. Like he has the IC in the WWE title, but then there's nothing wrong with it. But it would have been interesting if I go back and think about it now. But
when you think about it, yeah.
Where I think they're going with Ambrose for WrestleMania, though, I think it was good to keep the title off him because he's going to get cheered no matter what he does. So it's okay to keep the title away from him. I didn't think Triple H needed the title, but it's okay that it is on him now.
Just because of circumstances and where they're going.
I definitely don't think this was the original decision.
No.
Barring all the injuries.
I definitely don't think it was.
I agree.
I think Seth Rollins was going to hold the title through to Mania, and then if he didn't get injured, it would have been the Shield triple threat for the title at WrestleMania 32. I definitely think that's what would have been the main event, and then it would have been Cena versus Taker. Had Cena not gotten injured, right. Triple H versus The Rock, maybe. Triple H can fight. He can fight a few different people, and he can pull out a good match out of just about anybody.
Exactly.
And I know how some people want to hate that Triple H beat Sting at WrestleMania. I don't think it was the worst thing in the world.
Nah,
it's established, and I think everybody knows Triple H is the great gatekeeper of WWE.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be successful in WWE, you either have had to have some type of association with him, fought him in a match, definitely. Even before Cena got all those major world titles, he fought Triple H at WrestleMania 22. And lost.
And Triple H has lost a lot of WrestleMania matches.
He's lost quite a few.
He's lost to Cena, as you mentioned, lost to Taker a couple times.
Twice,
he lost the
three times.
triple threat match.
3 times. He lost to Triple H. Undertaker 3 times.
3 times. Lost the triple threat match with Cena and Orton, with Orton winning that one at WrestleMania 24.
He lost to Ultimate Warrior in short amount of time and no-sold the pedigree. That was hilarious.
I was mad about that.
He lost the triple threat with Shawn Michaels and Chris Benoit at Mania 20.
One,
That was a great match, by the way. You might want to check that one out just in general.
Yeah.
I forgot how over Benoit was in that match. Everyone was cheering for Benoit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorite events, though, during that WrestleMania. I'm a big Benoit fan, and, of course, we all know WWE still hush-hush about Benoit. That triple threat match, especially with Shawn Michaels, and, jeez, it was...
That was just a great match. It was a good match.
You weren't hooked onto it.
And then going back to Triple H's WrestleMania, just history, WrestleMania 25, he fought Randy Orton. Randy Orton still had to go through him to get all his world titles. 26, he fought Sheamus. Sheamus has been world champion a couple times. What is it? 27, he fought Undertaker. 28, he fought Undertaker. Brock Lesnar. 29, 30, he fought Daniel Bryan. You have to go through Triple H.
It's gonna happen.
Anything in WWE. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's great because he's always said, "I'm the benchmark." Remember when he was in Evolution and preaching that? I am the benchmark. You
the standard bearer for the company.
The standard bearer. And damn it if it isn't true. Damn it if it isn't true.
Yeah. So. And the Royal Rumble was, going back to that, was when we opened up, the Royal Rumble was top to bottom fantastic. One of the best Rumbles in about 5-6 years. To me, probably since Edge won the Rumble, and that was 2010.
I was surprised. 2010 was a good Rumble.
Yeah,
that was a good
6 years, and
I still can't believe Oz guessed Edge out of everybody. His brother we all did 5 picks back then, and his brother Edge wasn't even on the list of people who were gonna be in the Rumble, so we knew it would be a surprise. And then I pick Edge, and then Edge pops up at one of the late numbers.
I think it was 29.
Yeah, and I was just like, "Are you kidding me? Edge is really gonna? He's back! Come on!" But that was cool. I think maybe 2001 is probably still the best Rumble.
Yeah, the hardcore Rumble.
The hardcore Rumble. That was probably.
I think that was the best Rumble. That's when Drew
Carey came in and messed with Kane. That was so funny.
That was a great spot.
Oh, I love that Kane, man. That was when Kane was a monster.
That was the monster.
That was, dude. You're not getting through him. He no-sells everything.
You
can hit him with a charity, ain't gonna move.
And he'll get up, Ding.
No, but I used to love that about that Kane. It was just that dude is so strong. He doesn't get hurt. Nothing affects him. Come on now, you just punched him. He didn't even move. How terrifying is that? It's not where wrestler punch. They get hit and just wailing on each other. Don't protect themselves or anything. This dude doesn't protect himself, and he's like, "I'm not scared of you." he gets hit with chairs and he just looks at you. You know, it's like you're like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? You know, like. But yeah, great Rumble.
Great Rumble, top to bottom. Not only the Royal Rumble match itself, one of the most exciting, but the matches, just the whole card in general.
The card was good.
Really good card.
Charlotte and
Becky Lynch put on a good show, and Sasha's return.
That was so
great pop for that.
Oh, so good.
And it's.
I was like, finally.
It's finally making.
It's finally doing it.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah.
About time. Actually having some personal animosity in the Divas division. I'm subtitled for Divas division, but since that's what they're calling it, Divas division. But yeah, great card, great pay-per-view, one of the greatest pay-per-views of the last few years. But while we're on that topic, though, and you know what, I think pretty much everybody thought that the pay-per-view was pretty ill. I mean, it was a good pay-per-view from top to bottom. I mean, pretty much everybody gave it a thumbs up. Of course, you have those few people that complain every here and there about it. And your man, Bret the Hitman Hart. You see that? Well, if you're not familiar with it, I mean, surprise, surprise, he's complaining again like he always does. He was complaining about the Royal Rumble, saying that it was one of the worst Rumbles of all time, that it wasn't exciting, that it was predictable because Triple H won. And he was giving all credit to the superstars, but he didn't feel the Rumble was great. What? I'm gonna let you respond before I continue. Before I go in on Bret Hart, I'm gonna let you respond.
Well, maybe Bret Hart already has been looking at things from the back that we have not seen or whatnot or whatever. It's Bret's opinion, and honestly,
you support his decision. You agree with him? That's your man right there. That's your man's.
I'm not gonna say it's the best Rumble I've seen, but maybe that's what he meant. Maybe he just
no. He said no.
He said it was.
He said it was the worst Rumble. It wasn't exciting. It was predictable. It was an awful show, just awful match, Rumble match in general.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
No, you don't have to look it up. I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you. So you pretty much it. So before I continue and go on, do you agree with Bret Hart?
I'm gonna have to agree to disagree. Unfortunately, I'm a big Bret Hart fan.
Because you were just talking about how good you thought the Rumble was.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree. I mean,
okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah,
okay.
Don't worry.
Sure.
I mean, like I said, I like Bret Hart, ring presence or whatnot. But beyond all that, we all know that it's a whole different story. Besides his technical prowess in the ring and the pop that he gets and presence. You look at me like, what do you think about what Bret Hart said?
Yeah, all right.
But I'm not going to hate him,
I know you're not. I know you're not. Don't worry. I'll do that for you. So let me continue going on Bret Hart. No, this is my.
I have to hear this.
This is yes. You have to hear this. I'm gonna lay the smackdown of Bret Hart. This is the lay the smackdown segment. We might have to debut this every week. Lay the smackdown segment. And today's lay the smackdown moment is gonna be on Bret the Hitman Hart. All right. Let me tell you about Bret Hart. This old senile piece of crap that complains every single week. All right. I think he's just really trying to stay relevant. I think he misses the spotlight so much that he's doing anything he can for people to listen to him. And you got me talking about you, Bret Hart, so congratulations. But you know what? Bret Hart is an old senile man that needs to just go away like a puff of dust. Because I'm tired of him every single time he's complaining about something. Everybody thought that the Royal Rumble was overall a good show, and he's finding anything to nitpick about. Anything, everybody, Bret Hart just hates. He just hates life. He probably hates himself. Bret Hart I'm tired of hearing him talk. I'm tired of listening to him. I'm tired of him complaining. He just needs, you know what? Bret Hart has no charisma. John Laurinaitis has more charisma in his hand than Bret Hart has an entire fiber of his being. I'd rather listen to People Power than I listen to Bret the Hitman Hart on the microphone and complain every week about how he got screwed in the Montreal screw job was about 20 years ago. Get over it. You deserved it. You suck. You're a piece of crap. Stop complaining and move on. All right? That's my lane of SmackDown moment on Bret Hart.
I don't think you deserve to get screwed over, Bret. Just to point that out.
You did because you're being selfish because you didn't want to give the title.
Well, I heard Vince was afraid that he would take it too.
No, because he was. He didn't want to lose. That's why the screw job happened.
I heard the agreement was he's going to lose it the next day, just not in Montreal, not in Canada.
You have to lose when the boss tells you to lose.
Well, it's true, and I understand why. Well, they made an agreement, and
you can't let your pride, get in the way of business or your job
And I think,
like this WWE excluded. If your boss tells you, "Hey, I need this done by Monday," you better get your shit done.
Well, yeah.
If you don't have it done by Monday, what do you think he's gonna do? If it's not your third strike, your ass is getting fired. Or if it is your third strike, your ass is getting fired. And what happened to him? He got fired. He didn't want to do his job.
Bret Hart is a piece of dust that needs to go away.
What I always thought was funny was whenever he does like this, I was like, what do I do with my hands? I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do. I have no charisma.
Oh, man. Anyway.
I'm sorry. I'm done. That's my Bret Hart rant. He's probably going to find something to complain about. He'd probably complain about Raw. He'd find something to complain. He'd probably complain about AJ Styles being in WWE. Probably find something to complain about that. He's going to find something to complain about every single week. He's probably going to find something to complain about WrestleMania. He's probably going to find something to complain. He's going to find something to complain about. Just leave it to Bret Hart.
When other people know you're labeled as a whiner and a complainer,
there's a problem.
There's a problem. That's just what the Hearts. It's just what the Hearts do.
Yeah.
Even when Natty on Total Divas, all she does is bitch. It's all she does. It's just the female version of Bret Hart. Bitch, and it's so annoying. It's like you're bitching about like the dumbest little problems.
Nobody even knows Bret Hart anymore for how great of a technician he was in the ring. People know him because he has a sharpshooter and a screw job, and he complains. When you're synonymous with a screw job and just complaining, that's the problem. This WWE Hall of Famer. Okay, let me take the quotes out. He's a Hall of Famer. He did a lot of things in the ring, but this WWE Hall of Famer legend that's trying to stay in the spotlight, I'm tired of Bret Hart complaining.
No.
That's all he's known for, complaining and the screw job.
And Bret Hart, you can just come and, why not just have Bret Hart tell us about that? Visit us on Twitter, Bret Hart.
SFW_podcast.
Or better yet, if you want to come on the show and we'll give you a plot, you can sit here for an hour and complain for an hour because we know you would love to do that.
I still love you though, Bret, but I understand.
I respect you. Great wrestler.
Great wrestler. But go ahead.
That's it.
Even on the record, whichever, I forget what it's called. When Stone Cold's on there and he's doing like rapid fire like name associations.
Oh yeah, he did.
And it's like, and Bret Hart whines and complains. And this is coming from Stone Cold, who inducts him into the Hall of Fame years later.
Yep.
Says
all you need to know.
There you go.
I digress.
You digress? You got it all out?
No, he doesn't digress.
I don't digress, but
we can move on.
We can move on. Because I'm sure you're going to hear Bret Hart's name on this podcast plenty more times because he's going to complain a whole lot more.
Cool.
But, anyways, in other news, Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Are there no more rumors about Goldberg coming back?
So I think, there's the rumor of possibly him getting a deal for WrestleMania. WWE wants it to be for a year type thing, but Goldberg kind of wanted it to be a one-off deal, so to see.
Which it should be.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be multiple.
Yeah, I think WWE was kind of on that Lesnar style deal and certain dates, which that I could live with. Not. Of course, it comes down to if Goldberg wants to do that, and money, of course, is the main thing.
Oh no, he's about his money, and there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong.
My thing is, if Goldberg was really gonna come back and do the WrestleMania thing, he should have been in the Rumble. And when he wasn't, that's when I was like, okay, he's really not going to come back. And he's going to get involved in Fastlane. You think he's going to debut at Fastlane?
No, it's not going to happen.
A little side note, it's funny how we transitioned to Goldberg. And Goldberg was the one that injured Bret the Hitman Hart in WCW. And
that's not funny.
I feel kind of bad because you don't want anyone to get injured. We really don't want that. We don't wish.
And that's when it was also going up to, and of course WCW just, Ted Turner just decided to give it up, and WWE got it. And Invasion. You guys remember that pay-per-view?
That was the first pay-per-view I watched on the network the day I got it.
So you hear about, speaking of Invasion, you hear about Vince trying to buy out other companies.
I mean, he's Lucha Underground.
Trying to get the whole roster.
I mean, he's been infiltrating New Japan. I mean, that's how AJ
Styles.
Okay. I thought you meant like the whole shebang.
No, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and then Bullet Club.
Something I like to think about now is, like in other sports, there's a free agency period, so you can sign other guys. WWE almost villainizes WCW for poaching talent. But they're doing the exact same thing right now, which I don't mind. I never hated WCW for.
No, they're just doing what they did.
good guys.
Yeah.
Or we want guys who are who can work or associated with
you put the offer on the table. It's up to that superstar, that wrestler, to make the decision. If they make the decision to leave, hey, I mean, as long as they don't not screwing over the other company. But I mean, if it's their contract's up and they're a free agent, they're free to go anywhere else. If they choose to go,
nothing wrong with it. It's like WWE and TNA now. If you don't like where WWE is going or your team is going, you can go to another team if you like.
Yeah.
Look at John Morrison. He's Johnny Mundo now, and
Johnny Mundo. Yeah.
And I hope he does great things there. You know? I like Johnny Nitro, John Morrison, whatever his real last name is. I've been watching that dude since Tough Enough. Like, he shines on Tough Enough. Is it season 3? I think he wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, season 3, because the 2 girls won on season 2, which is another good surprise.
And he did pretty good in Lucha Underground. I only saw first 4 episodes.
And I've just seen 1 episode with him on there, but it was
Alberto Albertrone.
I hate Alberto.
See,
it's my destiny. That used to get me. That's fine,
Because it's my destiny.
Do you remember WrestleMania 29 when he fought Jack Swagger for the world title? And I was like, Ziggler's going to cash after this match. I was like, there's no way a white guy doesn't walk away with the world title after this Mania. But thankfully they saved it for the next night on Raw because that pop was ridiculous.
It was epic.
And props for Dolph Ziggler because that's probably the biggest moment he's ever going to have.
Yeah.
I like Dolph just as much as everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
He's the king of the jobbers.
Yeah. Glorified jobber.
Respect for you, Dolph.
He's been around a while, and I don't it's just, but...
Yeah, I don't think it's happening in terms of that major Dolph. But I mean, maybe hopefully one day he can kind of get this one title run. And
I think what he needs is, maybe a good stable to build off of. He needs to lead his own. Remember when he was with Big E and AJ?
Yeah.
That was kind of cool for a little while.
That's when he was, had that title. And I mean, speaking of that moment, I was watching WWE Ride Along new series, which I
watched that
enjoyed.
Too.
Yeah,
I still haven't seen it.
That first episode was good. It's a good watch. I recommend it on the WWE Network. $9.99. But Dolph was talking about, because it was him and Miz riding along.
Yeah.
And he was talking about that moment of winning the world title and just how he was. He said when the crowd just went crazy. I mean, he said he was just in there trying to stay focused, but he said he sunk it all in. He said, I mean, you could just tell the moment and the magnitude and just how big the crowd made it. It was great.
They wanted to see it, and when the crowd wants to see something, they invest in it and they love it.
Yes.
They will cheer for it. They will chant for it.
That was my favorite
debut match against Chris Jericho, who is not shy to do the favors.
Yes, so you can tell.
Let's say if AJ does fight Chris Jericho at WrestleMania, I'm sure Jericho doesn't mind doing the favor for AJ Styles, and AJ Styles is main event player. You won at WrestleMania.
Yeah. You think it'll
huge main event?
I think it'll definitely be a big draw. I mean, me and Joshua were just glued already at Raw, watching AJ Styles and Chris Jericho, and I wanted to see his special move.
Oh, Styles Clash?
Styles Clash.
Eventually, you got to build up for it. I mean, when he first hits it, the crowd's going to go crazy.
It has to be impactful. Yeah. It has to do the job.
Yeah.
Because what I don't like about WWE nowadays is they've built it so that unless you see a finisher, and sometimes 2 finishers, match isn't over.
Yeah.
No matter what you say, what you do, we'll go to Dolph Ziggler for example here. Dolph can do a famouser. He can do a DDT, his DDT.
Mm-hmm.
The match isn't over.
Yeah.
A super kick now is one of his things, and the match will not be over. Unless he hits a zigzag, even then, maybe it's over.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people are so used to kicking out of the FU or AA,
mm-hmm.
It's how much time's left on the pay-per-view? He'll probably kick out.
Yeah.
He kicked out.
Yeah.
I hate doing that, but it's so we'll see. Yeah. I was surprised when Rusev only lost to one AA in the at WrestleMania 31. I was like, but it showed that the story there was Lana made Rusev lose. It wasn't Rusev lost on his own, which sucks.
Yeah.
But it's it's okay.
Yeah. But before we hit that Raw recap, and one more rumor is I saw that Batista was actually in Orlando.
Ooh.
For meeting with Vince McMahon for a possible WrestleMania appearance. Vince wanted them to come just for a one-off appearance at WrestleMania, not to wrestle, but I think Batista turned it down. So
that's what I saw.
Whatever the offer was, yeah. So possibly they could still get something done before WrestleMania 32, but with Batista filming Guardians of the Galaxy 2 also, I think that was one of the reasons he turned it down, and he wasn't really too keen on the idea that Vince McMahon had. So we'll see if something comes up for WrestleMania 32.
Sorry. I wonder what the match would have been that he suggested to Batista.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's... Like, I don't think you bring Batista in to lose, depending on who he's fighting. You know, I know he wants his retirement match against Triple H.
Mm-hmm. You think it could have been it?
Not this year.
Not yet.
No, Triple H.
He's busy.
You mean that? I'm pretty sure they knew that Triple H was going to win the Royal Rumble this year. And then they're not going to bring Batista in. They would have. Oh my God, we would have booed all over that. There's no way we would have let that fly.
Not again. Not again.
No, because it's not even that I hate Batista. It's just. No, it just wouldn't be done right. There's not enough time to
not
build
the right
it.
deliverance. You know, I get it.
Yeah, no. See, that's the thing. Is like when people come in,
just like how we talked about last podcast in Royal Rumble, you know, with Batista and how they wanted him
the wrong time, and yeah, they forced it.
It just wasn't your time, and that's the thing. Is like for me, timing can be it is everything. And you know, like if it's in the beginning of the year on the road to WrestleMania, you know, unless it's what the fans want, you're gonna crap all over it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If Batista want to come back Survivor Series and fight Triple H, cool. You know, I'd be more than happy to see that.
Yeah.
Triple H versus Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber in the middle of summer. That'd be fine. I'd be more than happy to see that. Or even going back to WrestleMania 20, Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg. That match would have been awesome if it wasn't at WrestleMania when everyone knew they were going to leave.
They're both leaving, yeah.
Yeah, like everyone would have wanted to see that.
Yeah.
So, timing really does...
Makes a difference. Yeah, time is everything. But yeah, going into the Raw recap now. You know, post Royal Rumble Raw, first Raw on the road to WrestleMania now. So kick-starting things, and I mean, what are your reactions overall on the show? What stood out to you guys?
Overall, a good Raw. After the pay-per-view, very decent Raw, and not just because some big names came up. Matches were decent, and first one, Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. You guys were into that one.
One thing I noticed about that match was Dolph immediately opens with a super kick.
Yeah.
And just because of what Kevin Owens had to go through the night before, the match was almost over like that. I was like, wow, that would have been something wild. Like,
I almost thought they were going to get 3 count for a second.
I know. I thought I thought Dolph was really going to win. I was like, so they're going to skyrocket Dolph Ziggler now.
Yeah.
But the way I see it is, Kevin Owens is going to fight someone at WrestleMania. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And Dolph Ziggler, like I said, he's the king of the jobbers. It's a good win for Kevin Owens on Dolph Ziggler.
And we've seen it the last few times over Raw. I mean, they have great chemistry together. We've seen them have a few matches over the last few Raws, and of course Owens has won each one of them, except maybe one that Ziggler's pulled out. But great chemistry, and good win for Kevin Owens.
Definitely.
Especially bounce back after Royal Rumble, but impressive perforance from Kevin Owens.
Yeah, he'll probably be on a nice win streak from now till Mania, depending on who he fights. We'll get into that later. Dudley Boys versus the Social Outcasts or Social Jobbers.
Yeah, the Social Jobbers. Of course, Flo Rida made his appearance there. I think they can do so much more with the Social Outcasts.
This is what they do, though. This is exactly what I expected out of them. But to Bo's credit, I thought he torched Flo Rida.
Oh, he did. I
thought Flo Rida was garbage.
Flo Rida was awful.
I was like, what are you doing, dog? You're the actual
somebody
rapper.
Somebody write his lines, and that was awful. I mean, bro, Bo, he probably wrote it beforehand, but still, that and his delivery just made it that much better.
Bo, drop that mixtape.
Yes.
Bo Ryder.
Bo Ryder.
Bo Ryder from Dallas.
But that was awesome. I mean, that segment, what do you guys think about that segment? I mean, it wasn't really much. Yeah, it was more so, I guess. I
liked when Flo Rida got on the apron and then like the Dudleys did the what?
Yeah, that was a spot.
Too,
yeah.
So,
and I like it when the Dudleys do the whole "What's up?"
I was happy when the Dudley Boys finally came back. That was a huge pop. I remember. I think I put that on Facebook. I was like, "Yo, the Dudleys are back!"
It was crazy. It was unexpected.
I want more tables, though. I really want more tables, just for nostalgia's sake.
You never have enough tables.
They will have tables at WrestleMania.
They'll have some tables.
Don't worry, there will be more tables.
They're coming anomaly.
Oh yeah. No,
there's not many tables in the fifth dimension, so you get plenty. There'll be plenty of tables come WrestleMania, hopefully.
Different kind of tables. They don't break over there, so.
At WrestleMania?
I'm in the fifth dimension.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Feel my pain.
Yeah.
exciting. So next match we had AJ Styles.
Yeah, AJ Styles and Chris Jericho, of course. So let's just spend a little time on this one right here. AJ Styles' debut match. Of course, I mean, your debut match in WWE, and then puts you with the 6-time world champion, 9-time Intercontinental champion, future Hall of Famer Chris Jericho.
Definitely emphasizing that future Hall of Famer.
Future Hall of Famer, and Cole and JBL really emphasized that on Raw. And Chris Jericho said, "Welcome to big leagues" in that backstage promo, and AJ needed a big win.
He got a big win.
He got it.
I like the story of the match where it showed that they were almost equal.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
And it took a quick roll up or a reversal to beat Jericho, and there's nothing wrong with that. It was a pretty good finish for that. Yeah. For that.
There was a lot of ring technique that was used between both men. I mean, especially with AJ Styles. On a side note, also remember when Jericho came to Raw from WCW at the time, and
his debut
with the Rock in the Rock,
and yeah, that was classic. And the pop of and now you have AJ Styles going against Richard. I don't know if it's like a foreshadow kind of thing. I'm not superstitious or anything, but it'd be cool to have AJ Styles become bigger than he is being here at Raw. Bigger than what he is.
He's automatically going to be bigger than what he was because he's on the platform. He's on the main.
This is the main stage.
Yeah. And
all eyes are on you.
Yeah.
Oh man, and those shirts. I mean, Vince likes those shirts selling out, right?
Yeah. And I think it was on Jim Ross' podcast. I was reading a transcript of that earlier, and they were talking how even though AJ Styles has been other promotions, TNA, Ring of Honor, and the indie circuit, New Japan Pro Wrestling, but of course there's still a good amount of people that don't know him because this is, as you said, this is the platform for professional wrestling, the WWE. So having him here now, he's gonna be introduced to a whole lot of people who've never seen about him, the masses, people that haven't seen him or don't know about him, and so far off to a great start.
Oh yes, oh yeah.
I mean, the match the match wasn't a classic match by any means. Decent match as you pointed out.
Yeah.
I think, and you pointed out also, they're probably holding back because we're going to see more Jericho Styles, which I cannot wait for.
Brace yourself.
Yeah, but it did what it's supposed to do. It protected Jericho's still roll-up win, but it still gave AJ Styles a big win.
And then after the match with the handshake, you have my respect, but I'll see you down the road.
Yeah, exactly. This is not over.
In classic Jericho fashion,
I had my.
I still got you. I ain't done with you yet.
Yeah,
that's right. And I thought Jericho was gonna go for the quick kick on the balls or something like that.
A Jericho moment.
And I'm like, is he gonna do it?
I was waiting for. I said, no, Jericho, no, don't do it.
Josh was like, maybe he is gonna do it. I'm like, I don't know.
You don't do it here. You save that for.
Maybe they're building up. Maybe
if he has a match with him at Fastlane, or something like that, then.
He did that at pay-per-view, though, didn't he? Jericho? Which pay-per-view was that?
He did it to Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, there you go.
Fan hug, I'm so happy I had this moment.
And WrestleMania 19, and
that's Jericho.
That's Jericho.
We love Jericho.
So.
Thanks for the memory, Jericho. I mean,
you should have won at Mania 28 against Punk. Just saying. Anyway,
that's another topic for another day.
Next match: Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks.
Woo!
Becky Lynch wins by DQ.
Yeah, interference from Charlotte.
Yeah, what'd you guys think about this?
Thought the match was. The match wasn't. It could have been better. I think it was a good match. I think it could have probably been given a little bit more time. I think it was the right DQ finish.
Yeah.
Perfect DQ finish. Becky should have come up over Charlotte or Sasha, or vice versa. And I think that just tells it's finally adding some depth to the Divas division.
Yes. Yeah.
There's that. You had that personal animosity between Becky Lynch and Charlotte, and now you have Sasha that's coming and staking her claim of, I want what you have, Charlotte. I'm the boss. I want to be the boss, the
perfect
champion.
Story for a rivalry.
Perfect story, yep. And I think we're getting to see a triple threat between Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Sasha Banks.
I definitely think that'll happen at Fastlane.
Yep.
I think Becky will probably take the fall there.
I think so too.
She'll probably take the fall.
I think so. And kind of leads to that. Charlotte.
Something will happen that Sasha Banks got eliminated or taken away from the match where she couldn't prevent the win, and then it'll lead for Sasha and Charlotte at Mania, which I always wanted.
Yeah. I can't wait.
When they had the debut, I was like, the payoff for all of this is that Sasha wins at WrestleMania.
Yes. Yeah.
Good, and there have been some ugly days. there were some ugly days. But
Definitely.
that's the thing, is like Sasha, she can take it and she can run with it. She
Yes.
can stomp some mud holes.
Oh yes.
Do it.
Oh yes.
And this is also, I think this is also good for Becky Lynch as well, because she's becoming that real baby face. Crowd is getting behind her. She's coming that sympathetic figure, almost like Daniel Bryan was.
Oh yeah.
That people are growing on her. That she's gonna try to win, but come up short. But that moment she does win the Divas Championship is going to be, the pop's going to be big. It's going to really solidify her. Let's say she doesn't win. She's trying, she's clawing. Let's say she wins it at SummerSlam.
I can see this, a SummerSlam match versus her and Sasha.
Oh, that'd be awesome. If she finally wins after all this time trying. I think, so this is, also the right path for Becky Lynch as well.
I think so too.
It's to solidify Charlotte even further as that heel. And her heel character, I
they
think
all build up each other.
Well. Yeah,
the way they're doing it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's perfect. I think it's finally Divas Revolution is paying off right here.
Yeah. Finally coming to a nice crescendo.
Exactly.
The way we wanted to with these three divas coming in, well, including Paige, and then remember when Stephanie finally brought them in? It's what we always
on
wanted.
The Bellas. And speaking of the Bellas, real quick, get well soon, Nikki Bella.
Please get well soon.
That serious neck surgery, which hopefully she can get back in the ring. We're talking about kind of edge style thing.
Yeah, that was scary when I looked it up. And she has successful surgery, that's great.
Well.
Get well soon.
Yes, get well soon, Nikki.
We don't wish an injury upon anybody.
Not at all.
We really don't.
And it disappoints us every time someone's injured because we already have our expectations of what will go on, and like John Cena, for example, getting that injury again, something that kind of scatters in our mind. Oh no, what are they going to do now?
Yeah.
And frankly, thank you for the people being creative and trying to pull a good one out for us, because
you got to scramble now. Not any time have they gone into Mania with this many injuries to major stars. It's supposed to be the biggest WrestleMania too, WrestleMania 32. You're not talking about WrestleMania 29 or 31, but every WrestleMania is big, but this is WrestleMania 32. It's supposed to be the biggest show, the attendance record they're trying to set, and it's...
It must be because it's in Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah.
It must be it.
That's it, yeah.
Oh, we're diehard Redskins fans.
Yes. Burgundy and gold all day. Anyways, so we have, there it is. Just represent real quick. Yep, pause break real quick. Pause break. There it is right there. Skins Nation. Yes, sir. Be back next year. Next season.
Let's hope.
Yes, sir.
Captain Kirk.
You like that?
Let's hope he takes us to the promised land again.
Yep.
Because we got Bray Wyatt defeating Kane. You guys see that also?
I wish I did it. It was... Honestly, that was... Yeah, we've seen it before.
Same,
I think it's just
same reaction I got.
Yeah, that was to continue the dominance of the Wyatt family. Nothing there.
Make Bray look strong.
Yeah, make Bray look strong. Had I known that was happening, I would have went upstairs, got some popcorn, or take a little bathroom break, something like that.
Did you guys watch the Bray Wyatt videos though on WWE.com about him storytelling about his time in the woods or whatnot?
No, I haven't seen any of those.
Check it out. I think that's something they should really bring in his ring character. It's really good.
There's always something there. Like if the content is there, then it can be used,
Yeah.
And they can always bring that into his character, especially if they start introducing Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
Who you think it'll be Paige? I think it'll be Paige.
It could be. I know there was.
She
forgot who.
Man.
Oh, she can. That'd be great. I think there was also. I don't know. I forgot her name of who tweeted it, but she's a newer. I think she's in NXT right now. But she sent out a tweet.
Was she the one with the mask on?
Yeah, with the mask on. Yeah, and she was kind of suggesting that she's Sister Abigail. So we'll see. Which would be kind of nice, introducing a new character in a big spotlight right there with the Wyatt family. So I would hope they do introduce Sister Abigail. I think they can do a lot with that.
What I do think should happen is, when they do decide to turn the Wyatt family face, and they start to have a good rivalry against someone who also has a diva in their stable or something along those lines, that's when they can bring Paige in. And I can imagine, how the Wyatts do their promos.
Yeah.
And then Bray Wyatt's like, "You're going to meet Sister Abigail," and then Paige just like walks in and starts cutting the promo just like Bray Wyatt does, and Bray Wyatt's in the background with the other Wyatt family, and she's just like going crazy on the camera. She doesn't have to do her old. That's when she can almost move away from what she. This is my house. I like that, but new character. new side of Paige, and everyone loves Paige.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, if they turn the wise face, then I think it'll work.
Yeah.
So that would be good.
Speaking of Paige, Paige and Natalia had their match against Brie Bella, Alicia Fox. I'll be straight up. They do it for me also. It was just a total Divas promotion. And again, it kind of goes back to the storytelling with the Divas division. Natalia was off TV, and then all of a sudden she comes back from an injury, and she and Paige are together. Where's the story for that?
Where's the story? Yep, and that's exactly something we talked about in the past. We talked about this with Kenny as well. Sometimes the story that just don't make sense how it comes to how it all started. And Paige was talking about talking some beef against Natalia about what, like weeks ago, a few episodes of Raw, and then all of a sudden her tag team. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah. But what I think happens with like some of these matches is they have these matches so they can have the footage for Total Divas when they do. Hey, we're at Monday Night Raw tonight.
Yeah, it's complete Total Divas. Just
quick 3-second clips. 1, 2, 3, bam.
Yeah.
And I remember when I used to watch like when the older episodes of Total Divas, Natalia never loses. That's one thing I did notice about it. It's always her winning by a sharpshooter or a pin or something like that. She doesn't lose. So, next match is Kalisto and The Miz. This match wasn't technically sound.
It wasn't technically sound. Went on a little longer than I thought it would be, but kind of way to showcase Kalisto being a new United States champion. Yeah. So
very reminiscent of Rey Mysterio. To me, very nostalgic of Rey Mysterio.
I think he's Rey Mysterio too.
Yeah, and I think they
if it works,
get him over him.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say this, like this match aside, I think The Miz has been almost fantastic in the last couple of months and stuff. He's
just amazing. He has the charisma. He's amazing on the mic. Yeah, he doesn't have the ring skills as Shawn Michaels or something like that, but he has the charisma. He's good. He's great on the mic, I think, and that's
when my hand goes up, you go silent.
Yes, and
I love that. The first time he did it was so funny, and then he just starts doing it. Doesn't even say it anymore.
Exactly.
People start getting quiet.
It's awesome. It's just genuine, natural heel.
He annoys people.
Yeah.
He's like a douchebag.
Yeah.
And nobody likes a douchebag.
And
so it's funny. It's like
awesome. He plays it well. Mm-hmm. And I mean those are the things that get you to stick around a lot longer, even though he doesn't have it in the ring. I mean, we've had guys that have been good in the ring, but don't have that charisma. But I mean, he has that connection with the crowd. I mean, look at the Rumble. When he came in the Rumble, he's stopped around the ring, he goes right to the announce table, and everybody just starts laughing. Puts on, I'm picking my spots, Michael Cole.
Which is brilliant. I don't know why everyone is like that. I get it, but it's like everyone can't hang out outside the ring.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
it's great that he did that.
And that's the thing is, I think The Miz, if they ran with him and the Neville thing, I think he could have been a great manager for Neville.
No, they just completely forgot about it. I think that'd be good. Miz needs to be in the spotlight more, something more, and I think that Neville thing would have been great. Or Miz is great in tag teams. Give him a tag team partner.
Specialist.
I mean, if him and Neville are tag team partners, you don't necessarily have to turn Miz face or Neville heel. They can kind of work with that weird dynamic of a face heel type thing.
Him being a heel, and like when Damien Sandow was doing the face, that was so great.
Yes.
That was pure gold. One night, and it just turned into everything we all wanted. It was just funny. It was good.
Yes.
It was like, hey, we hear the Miz's music. Somebody's not far behind. Say it up, man. I'm just saying that. I hope he does something.
They did nothing with that. Nope.
Was he on the pre-show? I think he was on the pre-show with Darren Young.
Darren Young tag team and Random. The winner of that got
not sure why. Because Titus O'Neil's still here.
Yeah,
I thought Darren Young was injured.
I thought he was too, but I guess they're trying to go Titus more the singles route.
That's what I'm looking like.
Yeah, I mean. They haven't really done anything with him yet, too. So let's see where they go with that.
Yeah, because I remember Titus was doing he had a few matches with Stardust, and I don't know. Mm-hmm. I think he won every one of those.
Pretty much that feud that's kind of.
That's all I was wondering. I was like, is this the final straw for Stardust? Yeah, I was like, is this the final straw for Stardust? Because he wasn't on TV He wasn't on TV Monday. I don't think he was on last week either.
Yeah.
Maybe get him off TV. People will kind of
forget about him.
Get him out of your mind. Yeah, exactly. And he comes back as Cody Rhodes.
What I was thinking is
because Goldust this week I forgot about this. Goldust is looking for a new tag team partner.
R-Truth and went for R-Truth, and I think that's R-Truth. Can you imagine when he called himself Gold Truth? That's gonna be a great tag team. You talk about just comedy, and I mean they're both pretty good in the ring. I mean they'll play well with each other. I think that would be a great tag team.
I think they'll have like if I haven't read the SmackDown results, I wouldn't be surprised if they have a match at SmackDown to try it out, or maybe even one on Raw next week.
Right.
And then the story would be Goldust is like frustrated because he can't find a good partner, and who's gonna be a better partner than Cody Rhodes, you know? And then he's like, "Hey." And he just walks up behind him, and then everyone pops because it's Cody Rhodes back.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, Cody.
Or
he has the mustache back.
Oh, that's Cody's mustache. But speaking of that, I think would have been a great storyline if they were gonna kill off the Stardust character. That you know how every time when he was in the ring, before kind of things settled down now, but the crowd would chant Cody and they kind of go crazy. I think it would have been cool if he kept hearing these voices in his head. Randomly throughout matches or random in backstage segments. Jekyll and Hyde, I think he was hearing Cody's voice, and so then that starts his character transition. You know, just build a story.
There you go.
As opposed to just Stardust is dead, and then weeks later, it's Cody Rhodes. Kind of just a transition.
That's cool. I definitely.
And it would be a good idea to add on to that is maybe they can always switch on, switch off Stardust and Cody in the future. Hey, something's going on with me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, a few episodes later in the show, goes, wait, he's trying to fight me. Oh, what's going on?
Kind of that mental battle. Yeah,
that'd be a great idea.
What I think would have been nice now following along with your story, if that culminated in the Goldust and Stardust match. Finally, they have their one-on-one match at this year's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And now it's like, and it doesn't have to go 20 minutes.
No.
This can be a good, fast-paced 10, 12-minute match.
Yeah.
You know, like finally we get to see them fight each other. Because they had a match, was it at Fastlane, I think?
I think it was Fastlane last year.
And it wasn't.
The build wasn't right. They kind of just said, okay, hey, we're going to just do the match just to do it and say we did it.
Yeah, and I think they could have been done this year, especially now the way that you're putting it. It sounds exciting. I wish we were seeing it, you know.
I was just thinking about that the other day. I was just saying that would have been a great idea.
Go with Cody off TV. Hopefully WWE sees us and we can
yes,
hopefully alter some decisions.
Yes.
I saw WWE. Check out SFW_podcast.
I was looking on WWE.com looking for jobs again, and I saw they're looking for a logger position. So like you'll watch hours of the network a day, and probably write about it. Probably a timestamp guy. That's what I assume the job was really looking for.
I would be fine with watching old clips and matches and videos.
Once I saw that, I emailed it to myself and started working on my resume again. Like, because with the new job I have to update it. I haven't updated my resume in a while, so. And it's a part-time job, you know, like, and that's not necessarily, like, I'll send in my resume, I'll do what I need to do, and then if I got a call from Stamford, Connecticut, that'd be awesome, you know, I've always dreamed of working for WWE, that would be awesome, you know, this is my first foot in the door.
Yeah.
You know, and I wouldn't even stop this podcast, we'd have more to talk about, because I'd be watching more content. I already watch a lot of content,
right?
We
have a lot more to dig into.
I'm like, this close to canceling my Netflix because I don't even watch it anymore. I have it because Pat
barely even touch it.
Mine's still $7.99. It hasn't done that price spike, but I think I might cancel it before that because I was looking and I really thought about it. I was like, I never really watch my Netflix account anymore. Pat uses it much more than I do, and whenever people are over, that's pretty much what it's for. Is when other people are over. But yeah, like as soon as I get home, like my PS4 is like right there, and my controller's right there. Push the button, turn it on, turn the TV on, watch something on the network. And I'll do
only $9.99.
And I'll go to the random pay-per-views. I'll check out what's playing now. I watch every documentary they have on there. I love consuming all of this WWE content, and this is part of why we love doing this podcast because we love talking about wrestling.
Absolutely.
We grew up in it, like we said in our first episode. It's in our blood. It's probably.
I remember before. Sorry, not to cut you off, but before this the podcast even started, I literally consumed 48 hours of new content just before this even kind of got started because I feel like I have a wealth of knowledge about this business and I want people to know about that. I want everyone to know that we know about this business. I want people
that's a lot of hours.
It is. No, man.
I sensed it.
Just like
just Fifth Dimension crap.
I watched Beyond the Mat again. I watched the ECW Hardcore. I forget what that documentary is called, but it's pretty much all the ECW guys talking about how it was, the injuries, things like that. It's their stories and stuff, and it was like, man, this is sad, scary. And I watched the big Chris Benoit documentaries I've seen 1,000 times over again. I don't care. that's a sad story, but I still watch it, and just everything I consume. Now I have the new Jake the Snake Resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts on iTunes. I can't wait to watch that. And now I'll probably watch it tomorrow, just because I'll be off, and I can not off. Next day I'll be off, and I won't feel guilty about staying up like crazy late. All right, back on topic. Getting back to the main event of Raw: Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose versus the League of Nations. Is anyone surprised Roman Dean won?
No.
Kind of saw that coming.
Especially, Reigns needed to bounce back. Lost the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble, so he kind of bounced back thing and took out their aggression. Powerbomb Rusev through the table, and of course, which got set up for the match for Fastlane. Main event.
The Fastlane main event for the number one contendership is Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose. I think that match will be pretty good.
I think it'd be pretty. I mean, I think it'll be up there with the Lesnar Cena Rollins match from Royal Rumble 2015. I think it's gonna be up there. So
no, because that was the best triple threat WWE's probably ever had.
I think so.
Close second is the one at Mania 20. So let's see what these guys have.
Yeah. I mean, it just told a story of how to work a triple threat match. It wasn't always two guys in the ring and then always one guy just knocked out outside the ring and then he comes back in, switches. And it was a little bit of that, but they really worked three guys in the match. It was really a triple threat match, not the triple threat label, and it was a singles match for 25 minutes, and then the last 5 minutes, they just all went at it. No, that was a perfectly crafted triple threat match between Lesnar, Cena, and Rollins last year at the Royal Rumble.
I was so invested in that match that I legit thought Lesnar was hurt.
Yeah.
With the stretcher.
Yeah.
Man, when Rollins hit that beautiful diving elbow, I was like, yo, Lesnar, like, you good? Because he was legit, like, not moving.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, did he, like, really F him up?
And I
think the commentators were saying something about broken ribs or something like that. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, uh-oh. Like, I don't know if he's, like, really hurt or not. Because every time they didn't put the camera on him too often. And that's, I think, WWE's telltale sign is if they put the camera on him, it's usually he's not hurt.
Yeah.
If the camera's not on him, then you can kind of, like, uh-oh, is he good? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
You need to see it, And I think they put the camera on him twice if I really think about it. And then I remember when he came back in the ring, just like I think he broke up the pin and then German suplexed Seth Rollins. I was like, yo, is he really doing this with like a broken rib? That was like my first thought. I was like, wow, like I can't believe what a beast. And just man, this
respect to Brock Lesnar. That's why you are like we said in the last podcast, I'm a big fan of Brock Lesnar.
Oh, it's hard not to be.
I'm glad you're back.
Big thing. He's not even the next big thing. He's the big thing.
Yep. He's not even
the beast, the conqueror.
Here comes the pain.
Yeah.
Here comes the pain. Good game too.
And then to finish off the Raw, we went through the Raw matches, but finish off the Raw recap, we saved this for last. But the 20 to 25 uninterrupted segment of the most electrifying man in all of entertainment, The Rock. And of course, hometown Miami, Florida, coming in. I mean, just walking backstage, interacts with The Miz, The Big Show.
Yeah, The Miz. I was like, is it The Rock? The first logo came on. I'm like, is it? I was like, The Rock? It's got to be The Rock. Miz comes out. We're like, are you freaking kidding
Everybody's
me?
just booing.
Because that's the spot for The Miz.
Come on. Are you saying? Did you hear the crowd? The crowd going, Rocky,
come on,
Rocky.
Man.
They were chanting Rocky while Miz was giving it.
It's funny because I remember when the limo was first pulling in, I was like, who's going to come out? Rock's going to come out of this limo. Who else is going to be in the limo?
Yeah.
Vince is already out here.
Yeah.
And then this goes out. It's like, okay. Then you see the truck, and I'm like, that's the Walking Tall truck. That's the truck from Walking Tall.
Is it really?
It looks like it. The only thing he didn't have was that big bat on the back or whatever. And then Rock comes out and then just interacts with everyone backstage. His stuff with Lana was so funny to me.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is probably sexual harassment, but it's fucking funny.
Yeah. That was another big topic of, that in WWE. Yeah, it was.
You were saying about Rusev and Lana, like, having an airport
airport incident argument scene that I was reported in, I think it was Ringside News. I don't know which news, blog that my brother went to, and he was telling it to me today before I came here, actually. He goes, apparently some reports came up that, Lana and Rusev were in the airport, and in that airport, Lana was walking a little bit away from Rusev, also just rants at him, just yells at him. I'm like, damn, I wonder what's the underlying story in that. Not that I'm interested in old gossip or anything, but wrestling related.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a old-fashioned couple argument, that usually happen. But hopefully it's nothing worse than what we assume it could be.
Right.
What I was thinking and what I was saying when he told me that was Lana seems to play the kayfabe still. Because I remember when she was with Dolph Ziggler, she was posting pictures on her Instagram, like me and Dolph going to get coffee, little stuff like that. Still playing up key character.
That's great. I'm all for kayfabe.
I mean, it'd be nice, I don't mind it. It's when you stay in character like that.
The Rock is still, it's just so fresh in my head, and how he greeted Lana. Hey, remember? And she's all smiling, all cute. Look at Joel, goofed up and everything. The Rock.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Rocky, he still got the charisma. I hope he always does till the end of time. Big Rock fan in his promos. Even as a heel, I mean, it's entertaining as hell.
You gotta love it, and I mean, the interaction with the New Day, just gold. I mean, we probably might not see Rock New Day interact again, so just get that moment there was awesome.
When Big E does the oh my God!
Yes,
I was so happy. I was like, yes, this is gonna be just great. And
you kind of see the look on the Rock's face when they paired the camera to him. Yeah. He was just laughing because I think he just couldn't hold it.
Because he knows
it's going down.
It's gonna be so funny, man.
They're probably laughing in the backstage after that.
You can say penis on TV. You can say penis on TV. It's a family show.
And then the reference when I think it was Xavier Woods that said it, and he was talking about The Rock was, he made that Rikishi reference, Attitude Era, when Rikishi ran down The Rock, and he was Austin, and he was saying, I did it for The Rock. And, Xavier Woods said that, The Rock only came back for the paycheck.
I got this shit out of there. That was so funny. You did it for the paycheck.
And you just see The Rock, they pan to The Rock, and Rock's just laughing. You can't hold it in either.
No,
that was awesome.
The crowd was laughing too.
Yeah.
I asked my brother Josh when you get it. He goes,
Attitude Era reference right there.
Oh, that was great.
Respect for Xavier Woods for putting that little treat in there.
Yeah.
No, the part where Rock was like, and this is where we go off script.
Yeah.
And then he goes out and sees the dudes who are dressed up, and then the part with when he goes to the old school Undertaker part, he's like, what's your name? It doesn't matter what's your name. That was so good. I was like, yes, he got it in, And then he's like, what's your name? Oh, and then the dude, there's Macho Man, nice costume, worst impression ever. Like, you can't even get it. Ooh, yeah. How would you do that right? Like,
I was expecting that from that guy.
Because that would have got a huge. They were chanting Randy Savage the whole night, whether it was because he was dressed as Randy Savage or not.
Yeah.
It's like you could have just done an ooh yeah, and everyone would have popped. Everyone would have.
Because originally he was where the camera faces.
Yeah, I heard they moved him.
And they moved him to where when The Rock went over there, they moved him there. So
it's like he's like, all right, I'm gonna go piss off some people backstage.
Yeah. This is where we go off script.
That was so good.
The guy who dressed like Randy Savage should have just been doing the whole thing at least. Randy Savage
the mannerisms. And then they had Hulk Hogan. The guy just I was like, oh, what are they gonna do with this? And he was like, what's your name, brother? And he said, I was like, say Hulk Hogan. Yeah, I'm Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what Rock said after that. I was just like, wow, he really went up to the guy. Okay.
It's nice that he does something like that.
I love it because you only get that from The Rock, and The Rock's the only guy that can pull all. Austin might be able to pull off a variation of that, but like Austin's variation is, "What's your name?" or "What?" And he just goes to the guy and he walks away. Like that's Austin.
But Rock just create that gold, and then him when he was talking about everybody's ready for WrestleMania. JBL's ready for WrestleMania. Michael Cole's ready for WrestleMania.
What's up, new black guy?
Black guy who I don't know. And then just stare down for about 2 minutes.
That's so funny. The only thing he didn't do that I thought he was gonna do was talk about Jillian. Like, hey, Jillian.
Yeah.
I think that's all because I think he just have the kid the baby.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Rock.
Congratulations, Rocky.
We do love Rocky. So.
Yep.
Check us out at SFW Podcast. Rock, if you have a chance, give us a shout out. Thank you.
we bought the merchandise. We went to WrestleMania. We went to WrestleMania 28 to watch John Cena versus.
We watched you kick Cena's tail. Awesome! What an awesome night that was.
That was definitely I still can't forget that atmosphere, man. Just going back to when we were there. Like I say, everyone absolutely needs to go to WrestleMania at least one time in their life.
At least once, absolutely.
And while the Undertaker's still going, go see
May
his
not
entrance.
be long.
The Undertaker's entrance is single-handedly worth the price of admission. That was the most surreal, unbelievable, spine-chilling. That man makes a presence.
Mm-hmm.
When he comes in, boom, and whole room gets cold.
Yes.
It's the creepiest. And then the lights go down. And watch, when we were at WrestleMania 28, I legit believe that was his best entrance ever because it was just amazing. Yeah. It was wow.
JR does that. When JR commentates the Undertaker's entrance, he does not exaggerate when you say a chill comes over the arena and just the atmosphere changes.
Unnerving.
It's legit when you experience it. It's a once in a lifetime, and yes, but Undertaker doesn't have many WrestleManias left. If there's more after this one, so if you can get a chance, every wrestling fan needs to go to WrestleMania and definitely check out the Undertaker's entrance.
His WrestleMania entrance, it's a little long.
Yes.
But there's a reason it's long, and the Grim Reaper legitimately walks in the room, and it's like that's like the best way I can put it because it feels like it's like
it's coming this season. Yeah,
you're so excited, you're so happy to see him, but at the same time, it's like this is like the scariest thing I think I've ever seen. Like it's so cool, it's so.
I agree.
It's just awesome, man.
I wish I saw WrestleMania with Undertaker, but I can describe the same thing.
I hope he doesn't retire this year, and I hope he does. He said this wasn't going to be his last one, and JR said that too. So
I have a shot still.
It's okay.
Still got a chance.
We'll get into that later, but and then going back to WrestleMania 28 before we get off of it, that atmosphere when Cena and Rock were going, that was we're like, let's go Cena sucks. Let's go.
I think everybody's up on their
everyone was up on the
feet or on the chairs where we were.
Cena, Rocky, Cena, Rock. Yeah. That was like I was like, this is so great. Like everyone was that was towards the end of the match, and then that's when Cena was doing the people's elbow. Like
that's like man, that chant like there, like half Cena chants, half Rocky chants. The last time I saw that was half Hogan chants, half Rocky chants. And,
that was the atmosphere.
They were booing Rock out of that building. Yeah. I was like, X8, they were booing Rock.
I mean, more of it.
That's why I don't like hate when Cena gets booed so much. I'm like, they booed Rock, but they boo Rock all the time when he wants to be a heel or when they just hate what the Rock's doing. That was a pro Hogan crowd.
It was.
They were booing the Rock. It's like, why are they booing the Rock?
Right, and into that, Rock was the one getting cheered. Hogan booed NWO. Hogan was the heel. He was Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
It was all backwards.
And then comes around to WrestleMania X8, then he's Hulk Hogan. Rock's getting booed out of there, but yeah.
It's funny how leading up to the bigger pay-per-views, it's like the way I like to say it is it's like a lot of Cena's fans, for example, are like kids and stuff. Mm-hmm. Little kids don't necessarily go to WrestleMania.
No,
guys our age were 22.
The...
When did we go? 2012. So I was 20. No, I was 21.
Yeah, we were 21 at that time.
Yeah, we were 21 when we went, and we're the ones that go to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
30-year-olds go to WrestleMania.
Yeah,
it's not like the little kids who's gonna get that. Let's go Cena.
Yeah.
So
hence that Miami crowd. It was. You had your Cena chance, but of course, Rock's hometown. It was kind of that pro rock arena, and I remember going back to X8 that one last time, and I was. For years, even after that, because I'm a Rock fan. that's my guy right there. I was denied. I was like, no, it wasn't a pro Hogan crowd. It was mixed. It was mixed. Yeah. You guys were just hearing things, but nah, man. I've accepted it. It was a pro Hogan crowd.
There was like a few seconds
he won the crowd over.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see with Cena. It's like he'll come out, everyone has fun with Cena. That's the way I like to see it now. It's like, John Cena sucks.
Yeah.
It's funny. I laugh at it, and he goes along with it.
Yeah.
Only Cena can do that.
Yep.
And by the end of the match, no one's doing that. Mm. No one's going Cena sucks at the end of the match. Everyone's happy because he wins you over. Yeah. Or the people who want to boo him just don't. Just shut up.
Yeah. No one says Michael Cole. Michael Cole. No one says something random.
Nobody diverts their attention off the match if Cena's in the ring.
No, when you do hear. I forget what night it was when they were going like Mike Chioda, like Randy Orton and Chips were in the ring. That was, please don't give us that match again. I never want to see it again.
Lord no.
But yeah, Mike Chioda, JBL. How do they do Kings?
Jerry.
I was like, what's the Jerry chant? I know it's not Kings.
Jerry chants almost reminds me of Jerry Springer at the time.
He says that. He's like, I never know who you guys are really cheering for.
Yeah.
But that's how you say Jerry.
Yeah.
Whether that's how he started the chant, that's just how King has it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Or how people randomly do the wave. See that?
I get you're having fun, but we didn't do that at Mania because there wasn't that weird moment for that, you know.
Yeah.
And even before the pay-per-view starts, we're not doing that. It's just like when the fans are just like, I expect to see one thing, I don't get it, I'm gonna crap all over it, you know, like. You gotta give them a chance to impress you.
Yeah.
Like after the match, if you didn't like it, then you can boo.
Yeah.
Or during the match, if you don't like somebody.
Yeah.
But
just straight crapping over. That's happened a lot, quite often.
I know. I hate when WWE puts attention on it too. It's something not beneath you, but it's if someone's a hater, for example, you don't acknowledge it.
Mm-hmm.
Like let him think what he wants. I know. I get we're opinionated. I get we're a conversational podcast, but. You know, like, we were going on Bret Hart, like, he doesn't have to acknowledge us. If he wants to acknowledge us, then we'll gladly acknowledge you back. Yes. You know? But
yes, I will.
Yes, and I'll gladly still love your, ring ability, Bret Hart. Just saying.
Well, not your charisma. What do I do with my hands?
Enough out of you. That's enough out of you.
What do I do with my hands?
No more.
But yeah, we'll leave Bret Hart
alone. Someone's thought. What do I do with my hands? Again, thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, John Lucas, alongside my co-hosts.
Randy Bernard, the Vandalizer.
The Anomaly.
And we won't throw the book at you.
Bring back Punk.
Till next time.